What is wrong with the watchmaker analogy? Imagine holding a watch in your hand. Its tiny gears and springs work perfectly together, making the watch keep time. Now, think about comparing that to the universe. The analogy suggests that just like a watch needs a watchmaker, the universe needs an intelligent designer. But there are some problems with this idea. First, the analogy compares human-made objects, like watches, with natural phenomena, which are very different. Watches are built by people using tools and materials. Natural objects like trees, animals, or planets grow and change through natural processes. They are not assembled by conscious beings. So, saying the universe is like a watch oversimplifies how nature actually works. Second, the analogy assumes that complexity always means a designer. But science shows that complex things can come from simple, natural processes. For example, evolution by natural selection explains how living things become more complex over time without needing an intelligent creator. This scientific explanation is well supported and does not requiring a designer. Ignoring this weakens the analogy. Third, the analogy raises a tricky question. If everything complex needs a designer, then who made the designer? If the universe needs a creator, then that creator would also need a creator. This leads to an endless chain called infinite regress. The analogy doesn't solve this problem, and it leaves us with more questions. Fourth, the analogy assumes the designer is like a human creator, powerful, all-knowing, and benevolent. But comparing the universe to a machine does not prove that the designer has these qualities. It could be a less perfect or even a flawed being, or maybe multiple beings. The analogy doesn't justify the idea of a perfect deity. Finally, the analogy relies on human experience with objects we know are designed. We recognize a watch as designed because we see how watches are made. But nature is different. We don't have the same direct experience with natural objects. So, concluding that nature is designed just because it looks complex is not a solid reason. Understanding these issues helps explain why many secular thinkers reject the watchmaker analogy as proof of a divine creator. Instead, they point to scientific explanations like evolution and cosmology to explain how the universe and life became complex. These explanations relying on evidence and natural laws, not just analogy or intuition.